Peace, power, and prosperity. Peace, power, and prosperity. It's your comrade, your brother, Yafeuh Balogun, here one more time to really have a conversation. And I really want to talk about the beginning of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Okay. The beginning of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. So, as it may be known, that we did organize a patrol in South Dallas. It started from the Black Forest Theater, which is Erica Badu's location. We met up in the back, got together, probably about 30 of us. Uh, and because of the timing of it, unbeknownst to us, we were very focused on our local police brutality movement. What happened is that on August 9th, 2014, Mike Brown was murdered in St. Louis. And so that's basically what occurred. We just so happened to really be focused on our local police brutality victims. I'm talking about Clinton Allen. I'm talking about John Husband. Uh, Folks like that is who Bobby Walker, early 2006. Folks like that are not mentioned often. Brandon Washington, folks like that. That's who we will really focus on. We want to talk about, and so many others that I have not mentioned. Uh, and so we had started organizing 3 months before we actually did our first official maneuver, which took place on August 20th, 2014. Okay. As I did mention, unfortunately, Mike Brown was murdered August 9th. That had nothing to do with the reason why we organized. We was focused on our local here in the city of Dallas. That's the reason. And because we did it at that particular time and organizing, I've learned that timing is everything. And because we did what we did, we got a lot of media coverage, okay, and folks started really talking about the idea of black folks with weapons. That first conversation started with us. Didn't start with, in fact, 6 years later, it started with us here locally in the city, and because of the history of this city as relates to black militants. That's part of the culture here is weapons, Texas, etc. That's part of the conversation. Several groups. One group that is not often discussed is African American Men Against Narcotics, which was headed by Fahim J. Minka, who was an original member of the Black Panther Party, original coordinator of the Black Panther Party over the entire state of Texas, and definitely influential in this city. I also patrolled with weapons and things of this nature in the city of Dallas, patrolling against Jamaican shower posse. That's what their movement was about that time, to really deter sales of crack cocaine and drugs and things of that nature. That's really what their movement was focused on. And so we come into action, of course, a generation later, 2014, around police brutality. And we began to get things moving and got folks having conversation. And this video is a short video, but I want to play it because I haven't seen many videos from this time frame in 2014. And it's of me talking at the act of change, talking about police brutality, police terrorism, etc., which was a very hot topic at that particular time. It was just beginning to get the focus really of black folks specifically, and maybe the nation in specific, around that particular issue as being a hot issue. A lot of folks felt uncomfortable with talking about police brutality. And so we kind of wanted to bring it out. And of course, we were having, at this particular video, we was having a meeting of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club at the time. This was an active change at Oak Cliff, a location that we have used previously, and well documented. And so I'm going to go ahead and play the clip. I'll come back and I'll try to discuss what it is we see. Keep in mind, I got this out somebody's page. I wish I could just drop the video, but I just have to do what I have to do. So do forgive me. Do me a big favor. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to my goal is to discuss the history of the past 20 or more years that I've actually been engaged in the local grassroots level movement, but also I want to document currently what my comrades within the community movement builders are doing. That's what this page is really all about. So if you can do me a big favor, like, share, subscribe to my channel, that'll be absolutely helpful to what I'm attempting to do, which is basically tell a story of individuals that may or may not realize the value of their voice at this particular time in junction is history. And also keep in mind, I have an upcoming book coming out, Yafeuh Balogun, which is basically tells a story of at least my perspective on the story of Guerrilla Mainframe, which I helped co-found, and also the Huey P. Newton Gun Club as well, which I also helped co-found. So this is 2014. This is me talking at the Act of Change at a Huey P. Newton Gun Club meeting, essentially. And I believe I'm talking about police brutality, which I said is a euphemism for police terrorism. So just give me a second. I'm not the most technical person, just bear with me 1 second. In 2009 in Oakland, California. Mm-hmm. But we had little Bobby Walker here in Dallas, Texas in 2007. Mm-hmm. And so, or the fact that when Oscar Grant was shot, they had a video, and that video went viral, right? Or the fact when the brother was just murdered in Oak Cliff, the officers allegedly had a body camera. So I'm saying all that to say that the body cameras and all the legalities that you could try to get around and go through and try to jump hoops through, it don't matter. Pretty much what we've shown or what we see is that every time that it comes down to a true bill or a no bill, 99.99% you can bet, just like a DNA test, that they're going to get no bill. You can bet. So I wanted to say that, but just kind of put everything into play. Right. That there's no amount of legality that we can take that really can protect our people other than us really doing it ourselves. Yes, we just filed the federal complaint here in the city of Dallas. No sheet of paper is going to protect us. Yes, we filed ethics complaints against the chief of police. No sheet of paper is going to protect us. Yes, we're talking about filing ethics complaints against every one of the city councilmen here in the city of Dallas for their failures to create the type of legislation that our people need. Get rid of the current civilian review board and put in place what we call Office of the Police Monitor. But again, no amount of legislation will protect our people. No amount of legislation. It's only us that will do it. Right. So essentially, what occurred here is me talking about what we called in 2014 the Office of the Police Monitor. This is individuals such as Stephen Benavidez and Walter Higgins, myself, and Eric Caffrey, who envisioned that. And the beginnings of it, and Stephen Benavidez and Changa Higgins specifically were very instrumental in kind of making that thing a reality, so to speak. And later on, I believe it was 2019 or 2020, eventually it did pass. And Changa Higgins, who actually now sits on that board, and who is actually, you can say he's legitimately the father of the Severe Review Board, because the current Oversight Board, they call it a police oversight, something like that. He's the father of it because he saw that particularly through. And of course, he got support from folks like Dominic Alexander, who helped actually make this thing happen. But this is in 2014, which was the beginning of this conversation that we were pushing forward. And like I said, I don't think I still feel the same way. No amount of legislation obviously is going to bring justice for the community, other than the community bringing justice for itself. I really adamantly believe that, but it's a start. Okay, it's a start, and so it's a start in the right direction. But in context of from a historical perspective, I think it's good to have documented history of what we were doing at that particular time in terms of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club in our initial start after the first patrol, which this meeting really took place right after that, where we brought folks together, Allied Coalition Group. Again, my group is Guerrilla Mainframe GMF. I'm a Balogun. Uh, that's my group, and of course Rakim and Yahuru Balogun and Eric Caffrey and Kamalo Zane, folks like that. Uh, Afrobeat at the time uh, ran close with us, and we were a close knit group. Uh, Obviously, my time now is really to discuss the history of those particular folks. That's what I'm attempting to do now, and that's what I would like to do. And if you can do me a big favor, like, share, subscribe, that would be extremely helpful. Uh, in that particular mission. But I just wanted to kind of give a glimpse of what occurred at that particular time, and obviously we're still doing the same at this very hour today. So appreciate you for your time. Catch you on the next one. Again, it's been the Street Reporter, Yafeuh Balogun, who've been talking with you. Again, I'm the co-founder of the GMF Guerrilla Mainframe, the Balogun Clan, and also of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. It's documented. Peace, power, and prosperity.